Well, good morning, everyone. This is the first time I think I've woke up at 6:30 to come out and work on the truck, so I think I must be pretty excited to get these fenders on. But I think the first thing I'm going to do today is I want to go through and clean up this frame, and I got to get the shop warming up, get the heater turned on. So I'm going to get the heater going, turbo heater going, and start making some noise with the grinder. So I'm going to just throw you on the tripod and probably do a little time lapse. So let's get to it. All right, well, I somehow didn't record cleaning all of this stuff off. I don't know how. I was positive I hit the button on the camera, but whatever. Saved you guys the agony of watching it. I think I'm ready to put the fenders on now. So what we gotta do is get the air. So you gotta get dropped all the air out of the rear bags so that the back of the truck is sitting as low as it ever will be. Because if it ever does lose its air out of the back or something, you want to know where that 0 point is essentially, and you bring it up just a little bit above that. So that way when the truck does drop, the fenders don't ever sit right down on them or go lower, and then your fenders get broke off. So drop the bags, and that's as easy as pulling this leveling valve. All right, I think it's pretty much out. And we look over here, down in here. Let's see if we can get a better shot from over here. Yep. So down in here, you can see that the stop is all the way down onto the axle. So that's as low as it'll ever go. Unless, if it goes lower than that, I got really big problems. And my fenders won't be one of them. Now that we're as low as the truck frame will go, to hold the fender off the wheels, we'll take and put 3/4 board or 2x4 or something on here. We got a few of these. About like that. And we take our fender and set it right on top of it. Now I need to get a big level. And we'll level from that bottom part to that bottom part of the fender. All right. We found the level. Long enough? Oh yeah. I can't really measure off the floor because this is a plywood floor, so it's not going to be perfectly flat. But it's flat enough throughout from one side of the truck that I think the level would get us within eye shot. And we're getting awfully close there. I want to kind of just look to see how they look side to side. Could go towards the truck a little bit. The only problem with that is over here is we're hitting our relief bracket right there. And that fender's gonna go up and down and rub on that. So we might need to take and cheat the fender just a little bit outward. We'll measure off the frame now from the frame to a fixed point of the frame, same point on the other side. And we'll see if we're square as the frame. Oh yeah, 10. All right, I think we're close enough to check to see how the brackets are gonna go on. Yep, all right, we're good there. Check one last time. Check one last time right here. Yeah, it's just a tiny bit off, but I think it'll be pretty close. It's close enough. So, all right, brackets. So now on the directions, I said right here to use 1.5 inch thick board, so a 2x4. We got a little QR code, takes you to a video on how to mount these things. We don't need that. All right, so our mounting brackets. These are the mounting brackets, and they're designed, if you need to, you can use this hole and then this will swivel to where you want or need it. Or you can use this hole and go right to a bolt hole similar to that. Looks to me like we're gonna kind of be using that hole and swiveling this thing. Let's go ahead and take this bolt off. Now there's something more, another part I gotta clean up quick. All right. This is going to go something like that. This will go something like that. So let's take this. Put it here. See what happens. That's not really going to work so well. You can't go down any further. It's already hitting the light cutouts. So I'm thinking is what we'll do is I'll cut a hole in this side of the bracket here so it sucks in. That'll pull this into here. That's going to have to get cut off if I want to do it. This is going to be similar to so, roughly like this. So I really like the idea of using this hole and I just got to re-drill a new hole here. So whatever I figure out over here will be the same on the other side. So that's one easy good thing, I guess. Let's see what it looks like with a 2x4. Too long. And doing that widens the truck by probably a couple inches. Almost, it seems like. I don't know, we might have to look at the instructions. we're gonna go see what that QR code tells us. I looked up this QR code here, and first of all, the first thing it asks you is what bracket kit you have, and it gives you an option of B100, B200, B something, B something, B something, whatever. You pick one out of the list. Well, nowhere in this paper does it tell you what bracket you have, or on the box, or anything in the box. All it tells me is it gives me a bracket. Here we go, a Fender bracket kit, 1001-327. But that was not an option on that first box or to click on. So I just guessed B100, and then they give you another box to choose from on the actual bracket kit number, and then I found that number, and then so I found the right one after guessing once or twice, and it brings me to this exact same directions, exact same sheet. It's just online. So that's no good. This thing is junk. Junk. Don't work. Just got to do it the old-fashioned way. Don't get me wrong. Read that. It kind of gives you a good idea, but I wish there'd be a little bit better instructions on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being fussy. We're gonna pull this bolt out and mount this right here and see how that lines up. It says it's common for the front bracket to mount to the old mounting bracket for quarter fenders. Well, if that's the case, then in all theory it'd be right here. Well, no, mine came and then, so yeah, this is a different situation here. Okay, so I guess you do kind of need these a little bit. Swivel bracket, 5/16 diameter equals. It did say that there a minimum of 3/4 inches is required when the bags are all the way down. So I'm going to do that. I like how it looks. So we just get a rough idea. Another thing too is when put you here, when I air these up, the axle will actually kind of rotate back and up a little bit. So we've got to take that into consideration as far as centering it, because you want your tire to be centered in the wheel well of your fender when you're going down the road, or when your airbags are all aired up. We're gonna air them up and watch this tire. It'll take and actually kind of rotate back, and the frame will come up. All right, we got 29 3/4. Aired up. 36 1/4 there. Now if I let the air out, that's as far down as it's going to go. Now over here, we're at 32.5, so that's 3 1/4 inches, I believe. Over here, we're at 24 3/4, so that's a 5-inch difference. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. right now, if this will work. And that, I think, will work. Underneath it, without being in the way of the tire. Pretty stiff. Those are really, seem like they're really sticking out there. That 8.6, we should have plenty of room. Okay, so we got that just snug enough we can still turn it. Oh, I'll be damn, that will work. Yeah. I think that's actually going to work pretty good. Now, right into directions, it says not to do this. That is too far from down here. They don't recommend this situation. But it's the only way I can do it right now. Later on, when I build this light T-bar here, this whole situation with the hitch, I'm going to make it so that this bracket can get moved down to here, and then this will mount up here. That's what I'm going to do. But for now, and another thing now that I'm looking at is these are going to center on these ribs. So when you put this all in, if you measure this bracket off of your frame, and this front bracket is the same off your frame, then this, in theory, should be straight with your frame. Got 2 3/4 there, 3 1/8 there. This is the back bracket that goes on. And there's a set of bolts for each bracket mount. Comes with a little tag in the back, tells you how to tighten these up and what torque spec to put them at. 10 to 15 foot-pounds for all 5/16 bolts. Do not exceed. I believe the bracket's supposed to go like this, so that it gives you a little bit of clearance here. this out about 1/4 inch so that we have clearance with this leaf spring hanger. If I do it there, then I gotta do it on this one too. Yeah. This one and push it back out a little bit so it's the same as that front one. Alright, now that looks kind of decent. Alright, so I'm being level where about 1 inch. Yeah, about 1 inch, 7/8. So I'm going to air the truck up and see if it'll come up like this. So that side should come up. That might even be what we need. So let's air the truck up. It looks decently centered right now, so 5 1/4. 5 1/4 there too. So just roughly looking at it, it looks pretty good. When I air the truck up, I'll have to take probably another jack on this side and jack the fender up, of course, to see where how it's going to sit. I'm going to make some black marks so that I know the fender goes back into the brackets as it sits right now. actually looking pretty decent. Now, for some dumb reason, again, my camera wasn't recording. Basically just kind of putting this in place and drilling the first few holes and mounting it. So hopefully we'll get some decent footage of the next one. But I've got these holes drilled, and so we're gonna throw the bolts in those and we'll be all done with this one. Done. Disappointed, and there's a black mark here on this fender. There was also right here. There's also one right here that can't really tell why or how it got like that, but I'm just putting those to the inside so they're less noticeable. All right, now we're done. Well, I do believe they're both sitting fairly level. They have a slight rock back, which I'm fine with. I also think, I gotta turn my radio off. I'll get in trouble. All right, well, we got her all in today. Both of the fenders are in, I'm happy with that. They're not 100% show quality perfect, but I think they're pretty darn close to really good. They may have a slight roll back by very little, but I'm okay with that. We're still gonna add mud flaps, I think, here on each side. Of course, we gotta do the lights. That'll be in another episode. I gotta get some angle iron back in here so I can mount this hitch to it. I'm gonna probably weld it right here, I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do something. Anyhow, thanks for watching me put in the minimizer fenders. It was a little bit of a task. I think I got out here almost 7 o'clock, and it's getting to be about 12:30, something like that, I think. So it took a little while. Getting the first one done, of course, you know, first time you do anything, it takes quite a bit longer. You basically got to teach yourself. The second one, the only troubles I had there was trying to make it as close as the exact same measurements as the first one. But I pretty much knew which holes I had to go into. Again, thanks for following along. I appreciate it. If you would, please like and subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of things planned for this truck. And oh, before I forget, I did get 200 subscribers, so I've been saying that if I hit 200 subscribers, I'm gonna reveal the paint job. So, I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Again, thank you very much to everyone that's subscribed and is interested in watching the progress on my 94 Cabover. I'm pretty excited about what I'm planning on doing. So without further ado, our frame is going to be blue. The cab is going to be all red. There's going to be a stripe that's going to be a little bit higher than the stripe that's there now. It is going to be silver. Anyone see what's going on here yet? On the front of the truck, well, right here I'll tell you what we're doing. Optimus Prime. That's right. I'm going to paint this thing up to look just like the original G1 Optimus Prime truck. The red cab, it'll have the silver stripe, and it's going to come around. My stripe on the side is probably going to be here and go around to the back. But I'm also going to add in these fangs too, because I really like how those fangs look. Maybe, I don't know, I might think about it. I might just put the same stripe in, but silver. You tell me down in the comments below what kind of stripe we should do. I definitely want to do the fangs. Should we do the exact same stripe it has, or should we go straight all the way back and not have it where it comes up right there? Tell me in the comments what you would do if it was your truck. But yeah, this is going to be an Optimus Prime truck. We're going to get a big drop visor that'll start about here and kind of drop down in the middle and then go back up. So it's what I call the angry brow drop visor. And then of course it wouldn't be Optimus Prime without the Autobot symbol right there. That's my plan with this truck. Once I get it all done, my goal is to get a hold of youth groups and offer to pull their floats in their local town parades with the Optimus Prime truck. So that's another important reason for getting all of this hitch done the way I need it, so I can pull pretty much any trailer that they've got, any youth group would have, whether it be in a receiver, a pinto, or a gooseneck. So that's the plans. I do also want to go taller with my stacks, but that's going to be a someday project. The tanks are, right now I'm planning on doing the bands blue, and the tanks will get polished. Of course, the wheels will get polished, and the back wheels. The front fender, that'll get polished. But yeah, I'm super excited.